from each channel. So if we look at the source medium report, which sort of pulls the data a little bit more apart, we can see again Google Organic, first position, 55% of the data came from there. And we can see that 70% of the revenue came from Google Organic data. The other one, so we can see that Googleplex, Google's internal online store sent traffic to that. There was affiliate partners sent 1,600 visitors to the site. Baidu, Chinese search engine, sent some visitors, and from Google CPC, which is Google Ads, 880 people came from. And then here the dimension is the source, where the visitors came from, and then we can see all the metrics based on these sources. And we can see, so if you have an online store, what we really most of the time look at is from that channel, how many purchases we got, how much revenue got, what was the conversion rate, and which channels are performing better than others. So we can make our marketing decisions based on that. So if we can see that our Google Ads, the search, Google Ads search campaign is, so in this case the numbers are small, but we can see that the conversion rate for that channel is very high. We can then see if we can invest more money into that. So we can bring more traffic in, which means that it will probably convert into more transactions and more revenue. Then Google Ads, we get detailed data on, so anything, if you've been to Google Ads account, all the data from there is being pulled in here as well. So you can see the different campaigns, you can see the keywords for which you are bidding, and how much revenue each keyword brought in, ads, what people actually search for, the time of day from which the people from the ads came from and converted, and so on. Behavior reports. So this is about what people do on the website. So I mentioned the behavior flow, which sort of gives you a flow of people through the website. Where did they start from? Which were the next pages that they then moved on to? So this, I don't use it daily. I mainly use it when I need to troubleshoot something. So if we see that a lot of people reach the first page, they look at some product pages, but then they drop off. So we need to understand why and where are they dropping off and how can we fix that. So why are not people reaching the shopping cart when they're not purchasing? So we look at the whole journey, and report like that can be very helpful for that. Site content reports, which basically gives us data on what pages are looked at how much. So in this case, let's look at the time periods. We have probably February 1st to 29th. In this time period, the home page got the most views. So 20% of the views went for the home page. And all the different other, we can see that there's a Google redesign apparel men, so men's clothes, 8,644 page views. And there's other, so entrances, which means how many people entered through that page, what was the bounce rate on that site, and what percentage of people exited from that site. Landing pages, which in most cases it's quite important. So when we think about how we reach websites, especially when we search for something. When I search for Google t-shirt, Google is not going to show me the front page of the store in the search results. It's probably going to show me a sub-page, maybe a category page of the t-shirts, or it's going to show me the specific product page. So I really need to understand what are the pages where people enter the store, so I can optimize those entrance points. So you basically have, if you have 1,000 subpages on your website, you have 1,000 potential doors through which visitors can enter your store. So you cannot control where they come from, because as long as you have your website indexed in the search engine, any of those sites could be the entrance point. So you need to make sure that through whatever door they come from, you leave people with a pleasant experience and they want to keep browsing. So here we can see that the first entrance, most popular, was the front page. 56% of people came through there. But a second position was YouTube product, YouTube branded products. Third one was men's t-shirts. So again, those bring in quite a bit of traffic comes through those doors in. So you need to make sure, look over those pages, make sure that it's clear what you're offering, why people should buy from you, and so on. There's also reports for site speed under behavior, which gives an understanding on how long does it take to load your page. So Google's own recommendation is that your page should load under 2 seconds, because if it's longer, you start losing people. So you can just imagine if you went to somebody's website and it kept loading, it wouldn't open, you're probably not going to stay there forever. So understanding if you have any problems for that, and understanding whether you have any problems based on the country or the browser. So it might be that your website works better in some browsers and worse in others. So you get a better understanding on how your website is performing time-wise, and where you might be losing people and for what reason. And the last group of reports is the conversion report. There's the goals, which are specific sort of conversions we've set up ourselves. So for example, reaching a specific subpage. So in this case, registrations. So registration is completed whenever people enter their username and choose the password, and then they enter the website. Goal of registration is registered. When people complete a purchase, they are sent to a thank you page which says, thanks for purchasing, we're sending out your order soon. Purchase complete goal is recorded. Enter checkout. Whenever people reach the first page of the checkout, we record a goal. So we have an understanding on how many of those goals and conversions we have reached. Then we have the e-commerce reports, which is connected to all the products we're selling, the transactions we're getting from the online store. So we can see here that our period in February this year, we got revenue of little over $4,000. The conversion rate was 0.12%. It was 70 different purchases, and the average order value, so average amount of people bought for per each purchase, was $58.07. And there's also reports on the most popular products. So Google Zip Hoodie brought in $420. Google Badge Heavyweight Pullover Black brought in 290%. It also tells you what percentage of revenue came from that specific product. And there's also reports here on sort of the what are people, how far are people getting down the purchase process on the website. So shopping behavior analysis. This basically, it has different categories of people. So there's people, all sessions, everybody who came to the website. It was over 60,000 people. Then 23.44% of the people who came to the website looked at some products. Then out of those who looked at the products, over 2,000 people added some products to the shopping cart. Out of the people who added products to the shopping cart, 980 went to checkout. And out of those who went to checkout, 70% actually ended up doing completing the purchase. So Again, this journey is very important to understand, so we know where are the barriers. So the main question here is, so I had 60,000 people come to the website. Why did only 14,000 look at the products? What could be the problem there? Maybe I don't have on my front page, I don't clearly say that I'm an online store, or I don't show my top products. And similarly, in the last part, so I have 980 people who went to the checkout, only 70 completed the purchase. What was the problem there? And for the checkout behavior, sort of from the moment you enter checkout to the purchase, there's a separate report which looks at the different stages of the checkout. So the first is billing and shipping, payment, review and transactions. So on which stage of the checkout did you lose the most people? Again, this helps you to analyze why are not all the 774 people buying from you. So if you're losing a lot of people after the payment, so maybe the problem is that you don't have payment methods that people are used to or they're comfortable with. Or if people are dropping off after billing and shipping, are you asking them too much data that doesn't really make sense at that phase? So it gives us a lot of insight into where should we look into to improve the conversion rate. Because if you think about that, there's over 700 potential people who could buy from us. Only 10% reach the conversion. If you're able to only double that, which is not really percentage-wise out of all the people, that